What were some physical preferences you have/had before in a partner? Guys with dark hair and light eyes. Definitely not a requirement, but always striking to me. Love a guy who smiles a lot and just looks cheerful and approachable. I melt. My partner now is Norwegian and has a little rosy cheek thing going on with a beard like the origin story of Santa. And listen, I'm into it. I like how the females are answering with things such as color of eyes while the males are answering with being alive. Welcome to Reddit. I'm 67, so I've always had a thing for girls 5'10 plus. Just makes more sense, and it's nice to have someone somewhat close in height. Deep voices and dimples. That's what I look for in women too. I personally love big noses on a man. Something about it drives me wild. Makes them look more handsome to me. This comment section really made me realize I could be someone's type because everyone likes different things. Absolutely, the world is full of all kinds of people. Don't forget that you're lovable and desirable. A twinkle in their eyes and a killer smile. Oh, and they have to be good huggers and cuddlers. Smiles so important. Eyes almost closed when she smiles. I do that. But I also eat rice with chopsticks, so it comes really naturally. People who easily start laughing. My coping mechanism is always making jokes, so I get so happy when my partner cracks a smile as I joke the pain away. I don't know why, but I seem to have a thing for glasses. Whenever a girl puts on glasses, they instantly get cuter. Had a situationship with this girl for 3 months before we had our first video games next to each other day. She opened the door dressed down with the biggest glasses I've ever seen, and Elle immediately turned to pudding. Still miss her. The day I met my now wife, she was messing around screaming in a Cockney accent pretending to be racing camels. When she laughed, it felt like LD been underwater for my whole life and LD just come up for my first breath of air. Resting bee face. I want her to kill me with a glance. But if she ends up having a cute smile, too, that combo F me right the hell up. Lord have mercy. No one has said balding, middle-aged, with a bad back, and a dead inside complexion, and I feel attacked. Full head of hair, clean shaven. Then I met my baldy, beardy husband, and it was pretty much love at first sight. He is the undoubted love of my life, and I wouldn't leave him even for Hugh Jackman. ETA, just because it's come up a few times, my username has nothing to do with my husband. It's a play on my job. Us midwives in the UK are known as madwives because, well, ask a paramedic. I always liked shorter, slim, dark-haired women, type Winona Ryder 20 years ago. I married an athletic, tall Swedish woman, and wow, was I wrong all the time before I met her. Funny thing about preferences. I once thought my preferences were slim, tall girls with brown/black hair. My first serious relationship, short, curvy, blonde hair. Now I know I don't have any preferences. Nothing is more attractive than mutual interest. I ain't got no type. Bad bees is the only thing that I like. Cups with the ice, and we do this every night. Healthiest relationship I've ever had was with a girl that was much taller than I was, and capable of fireman carrying my hypoglycemic diabetic ass off the paintball field. I've internalized that. My girlfriend is noticeably taller than me. I'm 59, she's a tad over 6. She's hot. Her height adds to that for sure. Height never bothered me before. Now, though, yay, me like, dem tall, Amazon Iowa king ladies. Sexy. I think freckles are cute. Women with strong back muscles look so majestic. Once saw a girl on Hinge flexing her back and shoulder muscles in the mirror at the gym, and that was one of the most attractive things I've ever seen. Not even in a sexual way. It was just gratifying to look at and appreciate, like a piece of high art. I'm not certain it counts as physical, but man, a beautiful voice does a lot for me. The most attractive man can turn me off, depending on his voice, and the other way around. Broad shoulders, big hands, and kind eyes. My husband has all three and it makes me swoon. My late husband had bedroom eyes. When he turned them on I always melted. He was barrel-chested, skinny legs, no butt and had red hair but them eyes. I don't know why, I had a thing for men with green eyes. Not saying that other eyes aren't pretty, they're all just as beautiful, but green eyes kinda drove me nuts imow. Though now the thing has relatively gone, me thinks green eyes are super good. Hey, it's me, I don't have green eyes but I can wear contacts. I didn't realize until my friend pointed it out when I started dating my current GF, but I seem to go for short redheads with an attitude problem lol. Also imperfect teeth, my ex had a slight lisp, kinda sounded like Emma Stone, and my current GF has a little overbite. It doesn't impair her speech but causes her top lip to stick out a bit. It's cute as F and I think it's a thing. Not attractive in the movie star or conventional sense. Same. I like people with imperfections. A lot of conventionally attractive people often end up looking exactly the same to the point where it's uncanny. Human/alive. You're just my typo, you got a pulse and you are breathing. Freckles and intense eyes. Intense eyes are so hot. Long, pretty eyelashes and smile lines around the eyes. Not really a preference but all the men I found attractive had mid-length to long hair. Also, really attractive arms and hands. The arms, right? Arms can be so attractive. Strong hands are wonderful. I like pale as alabaster porcelain. Now I don't feel so self-conscious about my paper white skin. Thank you. This may sound sexual but it isn't, trust me. I like men with long fingers. And men with deep voices are so sexy. Piano man hands is what you're describing, or bass slappin' hands. I've got the hands but I have a fairly unique voice in the higher pitch compared to most men. But I can make it go pretty deep. Downvoting everything that isn't describing me. Sigma Grindset. I love light-colored eyes with dark hair. My husband has jet black hair and green eyes, Italian, and his eyes melt my soul. Eyeglasses. I can pick a bipolar redhead out of a stadium-sized crowd by nothing but the sheer virtue of my own factory glands. Men with big noses are so attractive. As a man with quite the sizable schnoz, this really makes me feel better about it. Now hear me out, women and men with big noses. I like saggy boobs, like really saggy boobs. One of the bonuses, well, for me anyway, of being with someone into middle age is how gravity affects my wife's boobs. Proper turn on. Not sure if that's unusual but there you go. Actually it's probably unusual. I never thought I'd enjoy this until I started hooking up with a girl who had the most unique titties I've seen in my life. She was only like 19/20ths but they were already so saggy with areolas that covered like 75% of her boobs. I've never seen anything like them again, but man were they beautiful and fun to play with. Hairy men. Don't care if you're bald, pretty okay with all body types, as long as you're happy and healthy, but I trip and fall every time I see a hairy chest and stomach. Hey, it's me, your primate. Primate. Dimples. I've always had a thing for chubby guys. Not like an obese level but just so that I can imagine him being a good hugger. The trick to a good hug is to not be afraid of touching the other person with your soft belly. Men with beefy pecs. Same, but women. Chest hair on a broad chest. The more the better. I can't get enough. I love cuddling on it, playing with it, and admiring it lovingly. I watched too much Austin Powers as a youth and it corrupted me. Also short. I want my men shorter than me because cuddles are better. I'm 5'7", so it's not hard to find shorter men that most women have thrown out. My husband is one of those men tossed out by women for his height. He is 5'5" and covered in effing hair. His back, his chest, his legs, his feet. He even has hair down to his ass. He's effing gorgeous and it drives me mad to this day. He's my hot little Viking. Okay, a little weird but the peach fuzz on women's body is effing hot. Nice, my peach fuzz is appreciated. My 31 female, X 32 male, was half Indonesian half Italian but surely had much more of the Indonesian mom genes. His skin was so freaking soft, the little hairs were so freaking soft. It always made me melt a little and I loved just feeling his skin on my skin. He thought it was weird. though. I think he fet less like a man. Damn legs gotta be thirsty and grabbable. I used to be insecure about my massive thighs, this cheered me up. Beards. If you've got facial hair you've got 50% more chance of having sex with me. 150% times 0 is still 0. I never really had a physical trait that I cared one way or the other about to define it as a preference, but I do like a strong set of eyebrows. Denise Richards from World is not enough, for example. Ultimately not even that really matters, though. Long hair. Straight or slightly curled. Geezus, I am a sucker for it. And with a nice pair of jeans it's a wrap. Chubby plus melanin. I'm a sucker for it. Can't keep my hands off my wife even after 15 years lol. Vagina. Nice. Short hair tomboy Ioak. The everlasting agony of no tomboy girlfriend. Pale skin and small boobs. Say happy cake day? I used to model, although teens and university years, and I never once felt attractive to any of those guys. A kind thoughtful guy is sexy. Broad shoulders is a bonus. Chunky is also hot. A bit of a wide waist is sexy. I love big legs too. Like, width-wise. Yum. Ha. Anyway, I met my gorgeous man and he is all of those. I like some deep set, laughter lines but all of those really pale in comparison to a kind, thoughtful dude. Our first date, he put his coat around me and made sure I was safely in a taxi and checked I got home okay. Yeah, that was it for me. He still says he thought he would just get one date with me like, he still doesn't realize that he was the catch, bless his soul. 12 years married. My ex had amber eyes, most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Taller than me. Whether man or woman, I've had an attraction to people taller than me. My current partner is shorter than me, however, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Pretty guys with some feminine/androgynous traits. Also nice ass. Small and tiny, then I met my wife. Now give me all the curves. I like the kind of girl who can beat the S out of me. LOL, this makes me feel better. I've done Muay Thai for years and love it. And I've had 2 exes who talked about how they hated it cause they didn't like that, didn't need them for protection. Breathing or at least warm. All you need is a large microwave oven. Her eyes. I fell in love with my girlfriend because when she smiles her eyes smile too. When I first met her I was lost in them. Preferences. Red hair, that is all. Was not expecting so many upvotes for being into ginger women lol. My partner having smooth, silky hair that's long enough for me to twirl my fingers around. I really like touching hair and oftenly touch mine as a way to relax myself. My boyfriend has short thick curly hair and I love touching it. He loves that I do because it relaxes him. I'm attracted to voices. I like a man with a nice deep voice, especially if it doesn't say dumbass things. Something about a dude's forearm muscles. MMMHMMM. My ex was obsessed with being thin. She avoided eating as often as she could and so she was very thin and had pretty much no muscles. She was always miserable no matter how much I complimented her or how much weight she lost. It sucked. I would love to meet a chubby girl at some point, or just someone who is happy with themselves. That sounds like a severe eating disorder. Big ass, curly hair, and a nice voice. How about curly hair on a big ass? Body hair is hot. Nice shoulders/back. My husband and I met when we worked at Blockbuster together about 13 years ago. We were co-workers and friends for over a year before getting involved. I can still remember the exact moment I started to feel attracted to him, or at least that I noticed it. We were resetting the new release wall and I was standing next to him while he was down on one knee resetting backer cards. And I could clearly see his defined shoulder and back muscles through his navy blue BBV polo shirt. Swoon. I like guys with nice strong shoulders and arms. Not anything crazy muscular, just something I can feel safe in. Most healthiest relationship I had was with a drug addict. He treated me the best and was such a sweetheart and funny as hell, but he had his issues that didn't relate to anymore. he still has a very special place in my heart. When I was in high school, I was very much into slender, hairless guys, no facial hair, soft flouncy hair. Now I'm 30, into big hairy lumberjack dudes and have accepted that I am aggressively bisexual. Aggressively bisexual? Do you have a knife? Long, silky, sexy, shiny, bouncy, gorgeous hair. Ever since I was a kid, watching TV in the 70s and early 80s, before the hair became sprayed up helmets. When a woman walks by with shampoo commercial hair, I have to keep myself from gasping out loud. I may even need to steady myself. It's ridiculous how strong the effect is. Man, curly hair just does it for me. I have no idea why, and where it stems from, but guys and girls with curly hair just get to me. Oh, and don't get me started on confidence. Self-assured, confident and curly hair just tick all the right boxes. Okay, so, I'm probably gonna get eaten alive by Reddit, but, so I'm into kink, namely femdom. I'm the Dama. I'm bisexual and have previously stated I don't have a type. My previous partners run the range of pretty much every body type, except for anyone significantly taller than me. My current boyfriend is 6'3" and very strong, and it's doing things to me to have this tall, muscular and very much stronger than me guy kneeling in front of me with these big puppy dog eyes. I jockey that he's ruined me for finding subs who could ever live up to this feeling, but it's becoming unnervingly true. Luckily he's an awesome partner and he seems to like me too. I like real-life bodies. With some fat on places they try to hide, untrimmed pubes, birthmarks etc. I am usually turned off by Instagram models with perfect, muscular, or photoshopped bodies. Just replying here because I feel the same way but would include any sort of body mods not really doing it for me either. Fake boobs, big tattoos, a bunch of piercings, gauges, noticeable lip filler or face surgery. Pretty big turnoff for me. I'm not judging you as a person, we can gladly be friends, but it just doesn't make me attracted. A lot of the people I've been most attracted to over the years aren't the traditionally gorgeous types. Just normal people who I find sexy for whatever reason. I don't have any rules about physical things, but I have a bit of a preference for women with smaller, but nicely shaped, butts. I feel as though this used to be the preferred fashion. I blinked, and in that moment the world converted to liking big butts instead. I think it's more the shape that everyone cares about, but no one talks about it. Size really doesn't matter, it's the shape. Big ass. Nice shape, small ass, bad shape. Small ass, nice shape, big ass, bad shape. That's all there is to it. Every person I've ever been attracted to physically has Native American blood. There is no reason for this. I thought I had broken the cycle with my last relationship, though he had dark hair and tanned easily. He had gray/blue eyes and seemed not NA. Then I found out from his mother they were 1/4 native from Canada through her mother. That's why she spoke French so well. Again, there is absolutely no reason for this unconscious preference. I have tried to break the cycle, but my physical body only reacts to NAs. One of my exes was part Native American. He was very tall and had dark hair and green eyes, and had really strong cheekbones and tan skin. He wasn't much of a talker, but man was he sexy. He always got looks from the ladies and I didn't care because he was very loyal. We broke up after a year because he was addicted to League of Legends. I used to go for tall and thin guys with thick hair and no beard. I'm a Jewish girl from the States who moved to Israel, and literally 99% of the boys in the army look that way. Then I met my Arab boyfriend who has a full beard, bald head, broad shoulders, big hands, hairy, slightly pudgy, and just big. Thick arms, tall, wide, delicious. I just kinda died when I saw him. For so long I liked preppy boys with smooth attitudes, zero body hair, always lying to me to try to get me into bed and sweet talk me. Then I met this amazing dorky guy who, although wasn't what I was usually attracted to, asked to kiss me on the first date, was gentle with me every step of the way, and with a heart of gold to match. I realized that you can love all kinds of people, regardless of physical appearance, as eyeing as their soul is attractive to you. But OMG, big hairy guys are my thing now. My partner's cheeks are so effing cute. High cheekbones and they're perky? For lack of a better word, I don't know. I love it when he smiles and laughs really hard and they crinkle the spot right under his eyes. I love holding his face gently in my hand when I kiss him. When we're sleepy I love just reaching out and stroking his cheek and watching him smile. Cheeks.